Who can forget the glorious day of March 8th, 2018? The day Super Smash Bros. Was announced for the Nintendo Switch. The inkling teaser trailer that we got. What a glorious day. Salute to you, Nintendo and Sakurai. Oh, what a great day. But the great thing about Smash Bros. Is everybody always has that speculation about characters, right? I mean, heck, the time of recording, we're still waiting for 5 more DLC characters. Speculation is one of the best parts about Smash Bros. And then seeing what people want to speculate about is even better. Because you get characters maybe you've never heard of or maybe you never thought of before. Such as indie characters. Like a Shantae. Like Shovel Knight. Like Quote from Cave Story. Like Sans. Like Cuphead, just to name a few. There's so many others that deserve, well, consideration, to be honest. So today we will be talking about an indie character, Shantae herself. That's right. Now, about a year and a half ago, I did try to do my own Shantae moveset, and let's just say I didn't really get the feel for the character. I knew the character, but I wasn't the best one to make a moveset off of it. But we're back with a much better understanding and knowledge of the character, so let's do this proper this time. Here's a Shantae moveset potential breakdown, and of course we'll talk about spirits, and I'll even go over a couple of the spirit fights and how they could potentially work. And of course, we got to touch on the stage as well. So, without any further ado, let's get into that moveset.
You're much too weak.
Alright, neutral special kicking things off. This one is a very simple one. Shantae is able to fire out a fireball, as you can see, but it's like a two-step sort. It's not two-step, but it's like a kind of two-stage sort of attack here. So, the first neutral special, the one where you just press the button quickly, you see she just quickly fires off one fireball. But if you press and hold it, given that charge effect, you will end up shooting out 3 fireballs. And as you can see, they would go straight, diagonal down, and diagonal up. So you get 3 projectiles if you charge and hold it. So pretty cool, pretty simple idea for a neutral special. I mean, this one just makes too much sense, right?
This is the end, Risky Boots.
Time for side special, and this one is the monkey bullet. I did think about up special for this one for a second, but I got something different for that. So as you can see, Shantae would end up transforming, and just for the move, transforms into her monkey form real quick. Does a quick little 360 spin, and then bolts forward, whichever direction you're pressing. And I think you could kind of make use of that side special even more by maybe you have directional input. You're not going to control it, 100%, but like you want to go straight across, you want to go right, you hold right. You want to go diagonal up left, you hold diagonal up left. So I think you could have some, a lot of, again, not control, but you could have definite influence in the direction you want to take the move, which I think would be a good idea. But you can see the monkey going into the free fall state right about here. That would come into play only if you use the move and you don't end up connecting an attack. You have to be in the air, obviously, but you don't connect the attack in air, and you don't end up landing on stage right away. So you go into this free fall, and then you're very vulnerable, like you are in the Shantae game. So I think this one makes a lot of sense for a side special, but let me know your opinions.
You're much too weak.
Alright, time for down special. Now, some people might disagree with this one, and that's completely fine, but how about for down special? It's where the move where she summons out this little storm cloud, and as you can see, it starts shooting out, thunderbolts, in different directions. Down, diagonal down left, and diagonal down right. So I think this would be a really cool move for like a ledge guarding sort of thing, kind of give yourself a little bit of space as well while both you and your opponent are on stage at the same time. So you're like, all right, let me go throw out this quick thundercloud. Oh, you want to try to get in close? All right, well, you're gonna have to go over the top, and then you can set up, an up air, an up smash, or whatever. You can try to make your opponent become a little predictable with this move. Like I was saying a little earlier with the like the ledge game, your opponent's trying to recover. You end up sending out or summoning this little cloud. This would be, very tricky way to try to get around it. You're like, all right, I'm at high damage. I need to reach the edge of the stage. I need to reach that ledge to pull myself up. If I get hit by this, I'm going to get sent flying. I'm probably going to get KO'd. So you can use this very strategically to really mess with your opponents.
This is the end, Risky Boots.
All right, up special. This one's pretty self-explanatory. So for up special, Shantae would quickly transform into the harpy form that she has, and I could imagine it somewhat similar to Pit and Dark Pit for their up special. Would have quite a bit of range to the jump, or I guess the lunge upward. So good range on the recovery, and then I think for maybe, I don't know if you want to call this a gimmick or whatever. I don't think it's too much of a gimmick, but what about when Shantae jumps? Every time she jumps, she turns into the harpy form, and then she stays in the harpy form until she lands back on a platform. Then she would transform back into, her Shantae form. But what do I mean by the transformation? What's so special about that? I think with the harpy form, as you can see, she flaps her wings several times and gets pretty good height out of it. So maybe every time, once she jumps, she could have that third or fourth, or maybe even a fifth jump, just to give her pretty good recovery, I think. And, I kind of show a little clip here, too, now that I think about it, for like a forward air. This would be perfect. You're jumping in air while in the harpy form. This clip should come up here in a second. Hold on. Here we go. Basically a little talon swipe, claw swipe, whatever harpies have. That could be the quick little forward air as well. So kind of making use here. Two things out of one for the harpy form, I suppose.
You're much too weak.
Let's whip to it for the next attack. And this one, I think this one's very iconic, very quick, very right to the point. If you're doing a Shantae moveset and you don't have Hair Whip in her moveset, you did the character wrong. So I think this move might be iconic enough to actually use in two different spots. So I think a nice quick forward tilt could definitely get the job done. Quick, right to the point. Get it? Right there, yeah. We see it. But then also potentially maybe maybe neutral air as well. She kind of whips her. Maybe it would have to be a slightly different animation, or because it would feel a little cheap if you ended up kind of redoing the exact same animation, but just in the air. So maybe slightly different animation for neutral air, but forward tilt, and I think maybe neutral air. Or even if you didn't want to go with that harpy talon from a little bit ago, you could even do forward air. It could be a hair whip as well, I suppose. Alright, time for back air. Now, usually when I see people talk about this move, it is simply down special, and then you get the rotating pike ball, or even multi-pike ball. So the move everyone always compares it to would be Mega Man's Leaf Shield, for example. Very similar. So for me, I didn't want to go with the spinning, the rotating around Shantae. I didn't want to go with that pike ball, but like for back air, I could see something. Maybe she just kind of like jabs a pike ball, behind her. Obviously it's a back air for a reason. So I guess you could compare it to maybe like Bowser Jr. with his cannons, or not his cannons, his cannonballs. I should say, the one that he uses for his back air. So like, I'm trying to be a little bit different than normal move sets out there. So I don't want to use every single move set in the exact same spot that everybody else does. So yes, the rotating pike ball does make sense for down special, but I already covered that with the thundercloud from earlier. So for me, pike ball, I guess she could just kind of like jab, or kind of not really throw, but just kind of like thrust a pike ball behind her. So it could be a pretty good KO move, because again, in her games, pike balls are pretty dang good, pretty good protection for her. Alright, side smash, forward smash, whatever you want to call it. This one, again, it's too obvious. I know I just mentioned with some of her air attacks that I didn't want to be, copy-paste from what a lot of other people do, but this one just makes way too much sense not to be side smash. So, again, she transforms into her elephant form, and I think you could even give her that little dash right there. I think that could be kind of the start. So the side smash would have a bit of range to it, and you got this giant elephant charging straight at you. Again, if you really wanted to get a little bit more different, I suppose, you could end up using like the elephant dash. That could end up being like its own side special, if you don't like the idea that I came up with a little bit earlier, which is completely fine, but just trying to come up with some other ideas here. But yeah, side smash, the elephant dash, I guess is what you call it. Yeah, I guess elephant dash makes the most sense to call it, and well, that's what the move is, so there you go. Okay, time to talk about the potential spirits. Now, I think for Shantae, it could be maybe a just a tiny bit tricky on how to, or what you could use for specific spirits. So, for this one, for the legendary spirit, I figured this one is pretty simple. From her newest game, from the 7 Sirens. Well, how about make that the legendary spirit itself, the 7 Sirens. And I will be showing on how that potential spirit fight could be played out. So stay tuned for that in just about a minute or so. But of course, you got to get other iconic things from the Shantae series in the game. I mean, obviously, right? And then we do already have the Shantae and Risky Boots spirit, so that can just be applied to her spirit board if we want to. Same how Min Min had previous arms spirits on her spirit board, no problem. But then you got other things kind of iconic to her series, right? The elephant. So you could end up fighting like a really big, heavy character that just kind of maybe does a dash attack or something, like has impact run on or something like that for the spirit fight. So you got the monkey that could end up just kind of being, Diddy Kong in a fight, whatever. Got the harpy form, flying around. So I don't know, Meta Knight, Bayonetta, something like that for a fight potentially. Of course, Tinkerbat. So this is, it's again mock-up of a potential spirit board. If you don't agree with it, that's again totally fine. Not everybody's going to agree with everything I put out there, which is okay. So if you have any other suggestions, feel free to drop them in the comments. And if you want to say how the spirit fight would even work, that'd be even better. But yeah, so this is just kind of what I got for the spirit board. 8 spirits, and again, you could have more, but this is just a mock-up of what could be. So yeah. I say let's get into the Legend Spirit fight, shall we? So let's first talk about the Legend Spirit fight. So the Legend Spirit fight is a simple concept. Now, a little bit of spoilers for Shantae and the 7 Sirens, but let's just say the 7 Sirens. Yeah. Let's just put it this way. If you wanna avoid any spoilers, skip ahead about 10 seconds. All right, but all right, you've been warned. Alright, so in Shantae and the 7 Sirens, well, let's just say only 6 of the Sirens fight, so that's what the fight would be. You will end up taking on 6 of the, 6 characters representing the Sirens in this case. So I tried to just kind of go best on what I could. So Palutena's up first, representing the Empress Siren, and then up next we have the Tube Worm Siren. I got Bayonetta in that position. Inkling is representing the... which one is she representing? I'm trying to think. Is it the Octo? Yeah, makes sense, right? The Octo Siren. Then we got the Coral Siren. Coral Siren in the Shantae game is in a mech, so I figured, let's go with Wendy Koopa, right? Pretty simple with that one. Then what else do we have? We got the Water Lily, so water. I figured Corrin's kind of this watery dragon type of character, so that kind of fits. And then the last one is the Anglerfish. I didn't really have anything good for that, so I just went with Isabelle because why not? So how could the spirit fight work? I think you could do something similar to, say, like Joker Heroes fights, where you fight 1 or 2 characters at a time, and then every time one gets eliminated, you'll get more. So it's not going to be like this fight right here where you get... Oh my god, I'm not even going to try. What's the point? But you're not going to face all 6 at the exact same time, because that could be an absolute nightmare. So you could face 1 to start things off. Once you get the KO, second Siren pops in. So it's like a gauntlet in a way, just continuing to go. Yeah, could you imagine trying to face all 6 of those in a Legend Spirit fight? I mean, maybe they could do that, right? It is a Legend Spirit, so they're supposed to be difficult fights. But alright, so as we already do know that there are 2 Shantae spirits currently in Smash Bros. So that being Shantae herself, so you got that. You could just easily throw onto the spirit board. And then we also have this one right here as well. So you can easily do, like, they already have 2 spirit fights that are ready to go, right? We got Risky Boots, we got Shantae. So you could throw those in there. But then the other spirits that I was showing off, like the elephant or the monkey, for example, that could just be Diddy Kong you end up facing for the monkey spirit fight. What else did I have? Got the Tinkerbats. I suppose Tinkerbats could just be somebody with a sword. I mean, we got plenty of those in the game, right? So, like, spirit fights, as always, when you think about it, they're very simple to the idea and to the concept of where they came from. So, I mean, we just showed off the Legend Spirit with the 7 Sirens and how that could work. We already got 2 pre-made spirit fights that you could easily just incorporate onto her spirit board. So, and then the rest, depending on what happens, whether you want to do Roddy Tops for some fight, whatever that might be. Like I said, there's a lot of potential here for some really easy spirit sets, or spirit fights, I should say. So, I don't know. It's just kind of what I got. A lot of it's just pretty simple. All right, Shantae's stage. I think we should go pretty iconic, pretty simple for her stage here. In terms of, well, where does she go? You know, what's a big place in the Shantae game? Scuttle Town, right? This makes too much sense. So you see all the different sort of, well, I guess we can call landmarks in the background if you want to say it. Like you got the arch kind of back there a little bit, right behind Shantae right now. But you got so many different things. I don't know if you wanted to kind of make it a rotating, you know, through the entire Scuttle Town type of, I don't know, what do you call them type of stages? Like, is it like I don't know, you're just kind of going on a tour of places, I suppose? So, yeah, just kind of rotating through the different places. You got like a little marketplace, got a little art gallery you can end up kind of seeing in the background. You could have the characters walking around in the background. You got some vases. I don't know, that could be for some reason like a little platform to jump off of. Yeah, not too sure exactly what else I could really do. I mean, sure, you could do like a ship for Shantae, but I kind of like Scuttle Town for her potential her stage.